I used to believe love could survive anything. I thought our story was proof of that. But looking back now, I realize I wasn't living in love. I was living inside his illusion. He built it so perfectly. Every word, every smile, every kiss. Like a painting you could almost step into. Beautiful, but empty. And the day I finally saw the truth was the day my whole world cracked open. It started with something simple. Something so small it almost didn't matter. Until it did. The morning of our 12th anniversary. The sun painted the room gold. The smell of coffee, the sound of soft jazz. Everything felt warm, familiar. He kissed my forehead and whispered, "Don't make any plans tonight. I've got something special for you." I laughed. I remember that laugh. A sound that belonged to a woman who still believed in fairy tales. He left for work, wearing the same gray suit he always wore, his wedding ring gleaming in the light. I watched him go, thinking, God, how lucky am I? If only I knew that was the last morning I'd ever feel like his wife. All day I prepared, cooked his favorite meal, laid out the candles, even wore the dress he loved, the one he said made me look like the Evelyn he fell in love with. I remember standing in front of the mirror, tracing the faint lines near my eyes, and thinking, 12 years, we made it. But that night, I didn't get my anniversary surprise. I got the truth. 7:30. Dinner was ready. 8 o'clock. The candles began to melt unevenly. 9:15. Still no call. My stomach twisted with worrying. Not suspicion. Never suspicion. He had never given me a reason to doubt him. Or maybe he had. And I just refused to see. Finally, at 10:03, my phone buzzed. A single message. Don't wait up for me. Something came up. No I love you. No happy anniversary. Just 7 words. That cracked the glass of the illusion I'd been living in. When midnight came, I called him. He didn't answer. I called again. And again. Until finally, a woman's voice picked up. Soft, sleepy, and completely wrong. Hello, she said. I froze. My heart stopped beating for a second. Who is this? I whispered. She paused, then hung up. And just like that, everything I thought I knew about my marriage started to dissolve. When I woke up, the side of the bed was still cold. His suit was gone from the hanger. His toothbrush was missing. And the only thing he left behind was our wedding photo, turned face down on the dresser. That's when I realized the illusion wasn't fading. It was over. To be continued the night I found the truth. I don't remember sleeping that night. I just sat there, staring at that empty side of the bed, trying to convince myself that I'd misunderstood everything. But by morning, I wasn't confused anymore. I was done pretending. At 6:47 a.m. my phone buzzed again. A text. No name, just a number I didn't recognize. You deserve to know. And below it, a photo. It was him. My husband. Standing in a hotel lobby.
At 6:47 a.m., my phone buzzed again. A text. No name, just a number I didn't recognize. You deserve to know. And below it, a photo. It was him. My husband. Standing in a hotel lobby. His arm around another woman. Her head rested on his shoulder, his hand on her waist. A gesture I'd seen 1,000 times in the mirror. And the worst part? He was smiling. The kind of smile he hadn't given me in years. By noon, I was standing in that same hotel lobby. I don't know what I expected. A mistake, a twin, a lie. But no, it was him. He was there, in that corner booth, with her. She was younger, mid-30s maybe. Her laugh filled the room. His hand brushed against hers like it belonged there. I stood frozen, watching the man I thought was my home belong to someone else. He looked up once. For a second, our eyes met. And in that one look, I saw everything. Guilt, fear, and relief. Relief that the lie was finally over. That night he came home. Quiet. Avoiding my eyes, I waited until he put down his keys. Then I said, "Who is she?" He didn't answer. Just rubbed his temples. And whispered, "Evelyn, please don't make this harder." Harder? I laughed, the kind of laugh that hurts coming out. You made our marriage an illusion, Michael. You built me a dream and then walked away from it. He said nothing, only silence. The kind of silence that tells you everything words never could. He walked toward the door, and for a moment I wanted to stop him, to ask why. But I didn't. Because I already knew. When he finally left, I stood at the window, watching his car disappear into the night rain. Tears fell quietly, not the kind that scream. The kind that just exist. The kind that mean the fight is over. I walked back to our bedroom, took off my ring, placed it on the dresser beside the face-down photo. And for the first time in 12 years, the silence felt like freedom. That's when I realized his betrayal was real. But our love was never more than an illusion he made me believe. The next morning, the sky was pale blue, the kind of color that feels like forgiveness. I made myself coffee. No music. No noise. Just peace. Because sometimes, peace is what's left after love dies. And maybe that's okay. Story by Voice of Evelyn. His betrayal was real, but our love was just an illusion. Some illusions look like love, until you wake up. If my story touched your heart tonight, don't leave quietly. When I look back now, I don't hate him. I don't even wish him pain. Because sometimes people don't destroy you out of cruelty. They do it because they were never capable of the love you needed. And I've learned, healing isn't about forgetting. It's about remembering, without breaking every time you do. If my story touched your heart tonight, don't leave quietly. Stay. There are more stories like mine. Stories of love, loss, and the strength it takes to keep breathing after both. Subscribe to Voice of Evelyn, and let's keep walking through the silence,